Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. We've got the flavor. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you're watching Open. Thank you for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we'll sit down with a food and travel content creator who will give us a taste of the Algerian cuisine experience. Then we'll highlight the efforts of an organization that is providing premium quality home care, health care I'm talking about, for the most vulnerable members of our community. Then after that, we'll speak to a Grammy Award-winning Latin jazz artist and a producer and educator who will highlight his upcoming performances. And then finally, we'll shine a light on the owner of a Jamaican restaurant and lounge. He's going to give us the taste of the islands and so much more. So all you have to do is sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet as we bring the flavor. We're wide open. Here we go. Welcome. This is a show that's going to help you to salivate a little bit while you're at home watching. Hey, everybody, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from BLS, and you're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. Stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Now, leading things off, our first guest is the founder of Bousbassi Flavors, and a food and travel content creator. He joins us to speak about the great things he's doing with Algerian cuisine and so much more. So please, welcome to the show, Toufik Bousbassi. Toufik, welcome.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, man. We got so much on the table here.
I know.
You bring a lot.
I hope you're hungry.
Oh, we got the whole crew here. I'm not by myself now, and you have to join us, too.
Of course.
This is going to be a breaking bread experience now.
I'm going to test my own poison.
You're gonna oh, wait a minute. Did you say what?
No. Great food, great food, great food.
There you go. Now, you could smell the flavors. You can tell that you added a lot to it. First of all, the cookery and the ware. What do you call that?
So basically what I have here, I start from there. So that one, it's called tagine. That's actually, yes, tagine.
But it's in what?
Clay. It's clay pot.
Yeah.
So it's clay pot, like homemade, kind of like, artisanal.
Yeah.
So that one, it's just for serving.
Uh-huh.
So basically, we don't cook on it. So basically, we just use it for serving. So I used it to serve couscous. So that design is basically from the Berber or the Kabyle region of Algeria.
Yeah.
So this is why I picked different regions today. So basically, you will see the difference. So that one will be like the Berber region or the Kabyle region.
Oh.
So they have that design, that beautiful design. And then...
But you hear couscous a lot in America.
Right.
Couscous.
So basically, couscous is like an Algerian dish.
Yeah.
Basically, it's acclaimed Algerian dish.
So everybody else that's using it, it came from Algeria.
Right. It's from the Numidian civilization, which is 200 years BC.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's trying to take a piece of it, but actually couscous is an Algerian. So according to the history or whatever we have, it claims that it's from Algeria. So basically, yes, if you can use it, you can cook it. We'll have no problem with that.
Well, we're looking forward to get a piece of it in a little while. But before we dig a little deeper, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in all of this.
So basically, I'm an electrical engineer by trade. So I went to City College. Now I'm from here. I'm a CUNY graduate. I did work in engineering for a little while. It did not really kind of like motivate me that much. Because once you start doing engineering, it's basically you start designing, and it becomes like routine.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, it's like I like creativity sometimes, or all the time. So basically, and then when I was in college, like it was Teach for America and the New York City Teaching Fellow. So they kept sending me the application. I remember I went to Florida. I worked in Florida. Didn't like it. Came back, and then I was in transition between jobs. And then the application for Teach for America came in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, for New York City Teaching Fellow. The other one came in as well, but I applied for the New York Teaching Fellows, and I literally applied 11:57 before midnight. So basically, and then they accepted my applications, and now I'm a high school teacher.
Yeah.
I teach chemistry. I teach science in a high school here in the Bronx.
So you use the electrical engineer and you use the science, and what other kind of teacher are you?
Science, I would say math as
Science,
well. Creativity, design.
So you use all of that to put all of this
For
together.
cooking is chemistry.
Yeah.
Making videos is electrical engineering, is design. So basically, kind of like,
Yeah.
whoa. So that's my music.
Is it?
not.
So you prepare this while the music is playing in the background, lightly in the background, right?
Okay,
It
it's
helps you out.
playing. Nice. That's one of the music. So basically, this is from that region.
Uh-huh.
See, every region, every dish has a story and a region. So the music is playing in the background will be this region of the west of Algeria.
That's the what? This is all the west. Of
This
Algeria?
is the Kabylie region or the Berber region.
Uh-huh.
This is the west of Algeria, and this is the capital. This is the city, capital
Yeah.
city. This is from the desert. This is basically, we'll start talking about this quickly. These are dates. These are
Dates.
fruit. It's
Dates
called-
from the desert.
Right, dates from the desert, but they are delicious. Albeit little,
They're sweet.
These are the best. These
Yeah.
are the best. You cannot find them anywhere. Deglet nor from Solfaing. You cannot find them anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
They're the best. With a cup of milk, like you do your Oreos, we do it with dates. We don't have Oreos back home.
It has to be good if you're going to date with the desert or date in the desert.
Yeah,
Or
and
have
this
dates
is-
in the desert.
Have a date. Basically, this is a winter fruit, but it's basically we have it now in the summer
Yeah.
because we kind of freeze it and then keep it cold.
Now, what are the flavors in this, and what's involved in that? It looks
So
like
that one again, just a Berber. So basically, it's a savory dish. It's couscous. In Algeria, we have more than 350 type of couscous.
yes. No, they're showing this one over here. This is
Right. So
this
that
is the
one.
couscous.
Yeah, that's a couscous, which is one of the 350 or more flavors or types. So
Yeah.
this is one of them from the Berber region. So let's come here first. Can we come here?
But it looks like you have a big piece of lamb on top
Right.
here.
We use lamb a lot, especially when we celebrate. Basically, because lamb it's a precious meat. So when we have like a celebrations, we have nice guests or like a wedding or something, we try to use lamb because to like honor your guest
Yes.
or people coming to you. So we use lamb. This is very rich dish because it has a lot of vegetables, and then it comes with its own gravy, which is the sauce right there. So it's called, this is couscous, Kabyle couscous, which is from that region. Usually they use like tomato-based sauces, and then that's how they cook.
So you have everybody around the table. Just before you get ready to eat, you say
Right.
Bismillah.
Bismillah, very
Bismillah.
good. Bismillah.
Okay.
You have to say Bismillah because you want to bless the food
bless the
first.
food, yes.
And then you eat. Some people eat in the same pot together, and if you don't like that, you just serve yourself on the side.
Now, what are you serving yourself with? You're not just digging in with your fingers.
We actually use a spoon for that.
Yeah.
You have to put, the sauce, and then you can eat it on the spoon. So everyone will have their own spoon. And
Yeah.
then they will be around it. So that brings like family together or like an event. So usually people do that.
Yeah.
And then we come back here, which is where I'm from.
Okay.
This is called reshta, which is the Algerian noodles. So basically, these are steamed noodles in a kind of like a white sauce. It's like white sauce is like cinnamon, pepper, and tomato. I mean, not tomato, salt. However, this is a classic kind of like sauce for the, the capital of Algiers.
Yeah.
Very famous. A lot of regions, they use it, but when you say rishta or this type of sauce, you talk about this sauce. So basically, the sauce is right here and the gravy. And
yeah.
it's the same thing. It's almost the same concept as the couscous. You kind of use the sauce on the top, and then you eat it, and then you make it like a little juicy. Some people like it more juicy than others.
Yeah.
And some people, like it dry. The original recipe is made with lamb as well.
Okay.
Since I didn't want to bring a lot of lamb, so I use chicken instead.
You got chicken, you got potatoes around the side.
This is actually parsnip.
parsnip.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So this is the classic recipe, comes with parsnip and then heavy in cinnamon. So basically this is why you're smelling this aromas of cinnamon from
yeah. It seems like it has cinnamon and a lot of other spices. But
This has only cinnamon and black pepper, so that it's heavy in cinnamon. That gives that kind of like unique flavor
Yeah.
of the city of Algiers. But people, again, they use it from other cities.
so when you go to Algeria, this is what you're going to eat.
So that's the beauty of Algeria. Everywhere you go in Algeria,
It's something different.
Something different. Again, we are in the Kaaba regions. You get that type of cooking with a lot of tomato base. They use a lot of beef instead of lamb. But again, I use lamb today to celebrate this happiness.
Yes.
In the center, we don't use a lot of spices. We use a lot of lamb and chicken. And then when you go to the west, this is when it gets more interesting. When you go to the west of Algeria, we have what's called like sweet and savory using a tagine. This tagine is different than that one.
Yeah.
Why? Because this one you can cook with it. This is cooked here.
I see.
This dish is called here. It's called tagine al-ham بالبرقوق. Al-ham means lamb or meat. Al-barqoq means this like prawns, which is that. So it's like this dish is a little...
I see it's hidden in there. But
it's hidden because I put it on the top to keep it like a nice flavor. I added today dry apricot to give more colors. The original recipe doesn't have it. I just added apricot to give like a nice color and then maybe like, break down the flavor a little bit of the prawns. And then I finished it with honey. So basically this is a sweet and savory dish. So this type of cuisine, you find it on the west of Algeria when they kind of do like savory, sweet dishes. They have a delicious couscous. It's called couscous with faya, which is like kind of like raisin and caramelized onion on the top instead of that what you see on the top. So basically almost the same thing, but they use cinnamon in that. So basically, again, couscous like in a savory sweet. Again, it's one of the 350 recipes of couscous.
Now, Toufik, when you bring the family together, this is going to take a while. You're going to eat for a while. You're going to spend 3 and 4, 5 hours together, maybe?
I wouldn't say no. I mean, it depends. But people eat fast nowadays, you know what I mean?
Like the Italian culture, they'll sit there and they'll just keep bringing.
Yeah, we do have that. Let's say we are in a family, we start like early and then finish late when we have like in the family. But like, let's say on an everyday, we're not gonna make 3 dishes like that. We just like make one. So basically, you have your own plate and eat it and then call it a day, or maybe you make that one. In Ramadan, that's what we sit for a long time, which is because it has like an appetizer, which is actually you start with the dates and then the milk, and then you have a soup, you have like a break with it, and then you get to the salad, and then you get to the main dish, and you have side dishes. So that's when you take too long.
This is after the fast, or?
Right, when you break the fast in Ramadan.
Yeah.
So that's the fasting month for like 30 days, 29 to 30 days. That's when you make a lot of food. So basically this is what I kind of like choose today. I brought more of like variety to show that when you come, like let's say you invited to my house, I can just cook one dish. I'm like cooking and cooking and cooking. I left some dishes literally half cooked. I was like, maybe I'm not taking enough.
Wait.
Literally there are 2 dishes I was supposed to bringing them, but I was like, that will be too much.
Wait, school's out though. Is school out for you?
I know, but I woke up at 3 a.m. to cook this.
Wow. So how do you fit it all in? The school and the being a chef and
that's
being
so basically that's how we started.
Electrical engineer.
Right. I didn't finish the answer, basically. See, this is how we started. I started like as like cooking, and people like, why don't you open your page? Why don't you open your page? We love Algerian food. We love what you make. Because I always take to work or like invite people over, and then people loved it. So basically how we started.
They got you on TV right here.
They gave me on TV?
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Twice.
This is my studio at home. This is how we cook at home. So only one camera. So it's like now I see a lot of cameras. So it's kind of excited.
So, but do you produce your own videos in English and in Arabic?
Arabic, yes. I do more Arabic now, but I'm willing to do more in English because my audience is growing, the English audience. And I want to do them in Spanish as well because I think I'm fluent in Spanish.
All right, say briefly, tell them what this is in Spanish.
Oh my God. Es un couscous, es un tipo de couscous de mi país, como una salsa roja, tiene garbanzos, tiene como carne, tiene muchas vegetales. Él viene con un salsa. Este es un tipo del west of Algeria.
Now in Arabic. Now in Arabic.
Now in Arabic, okay. دونك هذا الطعام تاع ناس القبايل. تاع القبايل يجي لاصوص حمراء، يجي المرقه تاعو حمراء ويديروا له بزاف الخضره وفيه الحميصه. هذا تاع الغرب الجزائري يجي حلو ومالح ونطيبوه في الطاجين الجزائري. هذا يطيب هنا، هذاك ما يطيبش. وهذه الرشته الجزائريه اللي هي معروفه، تجيب القرفه وفيها اللفت ومفوره. ديجا كي تشمها تشم ريحه العاصمه.
Perfecto.
Okay. I hope you understood what I said. So.
Yeah.
I love that Arabic part. I don't know if I still have time, but I brought some sweet. I didn't make them.
That's after you finish everything and you sit back.
This is with a coffee or tea. Like, this is not
Just-
enough. You need
yeah.
another thing.
Yeah, just keep it going, keep it
Keep
going.
it going, keep
But
it
the
going.
aromas are here, I tell you that. So are you at a restaurant, or you just people
I-
just order and you do it from your home and you bring
I
it?
don't
or-
really take orders like that. I make sometimes, sweet for people,
Yeah.
to order. But I haven't started something. As you said, I'm very busy teaching or like my life. So it's like, but basically that's the plan. My plan is to have a
once
truck.
they taste the food, they're going to want a brick and mortar place that they can come to.
Right. And then I come to them because I want to have a truck.
Oh, okay.
My kind of goal to have like a nice
it,
kind of
got it.
trendy truck.
Yeah.
And then just basically create events or like go to events or something or sell on the street or whatever. That's what I want
Well,
to
we
do.
have the night market, and the owner of that comes on all the time.
Okay,
And he's
so-
always looking for vendors.
Tell him to,
You'll be
Tell him I
right
said, "What's
there.
up?"
That'll be right up your alley.
Okay, so
Yeah.
introduce me to him. I'm down to start something.
You got it. Our producer has all the information. Maybe they'll connect you guys.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
because basically what happens with the Algerian cuisine, I think it's very rich, very diverse, very healthy, but it's like the underdog in the scenery right now.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm trying to build this to bring it basically at least give it a little,
Yeah.
shadow on it because basically it's not fair.
Any
It's
of your students interested in
they love food. I mean, they're not
the
interested
chemistry
in
of it all? 'Cause
Yeah, they
you
love
teach-
brownies.
You teach chemistry.
I'm like, whatever I make for them, just bring
You bring 'em
brownies.
in.
Bring the brownies. And they love what's called a grebia, which is like an Algerian shortbread. They
Yeah.
love that too.
Yeah.
Other than that, you give them this, you'll be like, mister, this is too much
Well,
for us.
Any advice that you want to give to some of the students that in your class
Some
that
of
maybe
them-
want to switch off from?
Some of them, they want to do culinary art. Some of them are very interested in cooking and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they follow my page or they like, basically they want to do something and think and they go to school for it. So I'm happy
Yeah.
for them. I mean, if you have a passion for cooking, I think you should follow it. And then start young. If you
Yeah.
Because I started like now, but you can start like as early as you feel like you want to do it. And
Oh
then,
man, they
you
must
know.
think you're the greatest. They say, well, "I'll teach you, man. He's great." Toufik Bousbassi, he cooks, he brings us food and everything, and he teaches us.
And then you know what's funny? I always bring like the real examples. I always, when you're cooking this, you do this.
Yeah.
I always like my real examples always like about cooking. I'm like, mister, like, okay, we heard that.
So
many
you come to
times."
class to eat and learn.
Yes, I'll feed them. I'll feed them all the time. They love my brownies, as I said, for some reason. So yeah.
Social media, where can people go to find out more
It's,
about you?
my page is Bousbassi Flavors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the same name like on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I'm very active on Instagram. TikTok for some reason is not working for me right now.
Yeah.
I guess because many of my videos are in Arabic, so they don't really go viral or something. But my Instagram is actually growing, and I think it's gonna grow even more.
Yeah, you got the different languages on it. You got the different flavors of food.
Right? We did it. It was a good
Yeah,
test today.
Great, and we're going to eat up some of that food there. Toufik Bousbassi, chef, digital content creator, founder of Bousbassi Flavors.
Bousbassi Flavors. Bousbassi Flavors.
You use your last name too.
And I said flavor.
Bousbassi Flavors.
Right. The Bousbassi came from my last name.
Yeah.
Like basically, my name is Bousbassi.
Yeah.
They start calling me
Bousbassi.
Bousbassi. And then when they created this page, I was like, Bousbassi. And I was walking around, they'd be like flavors because I love flavors from around the world. It's not only Algerian flavors. So I was like, yeah, why not Bousbassi Flavors?
Bousbassi Flavors.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys, can I get a napkin and a knife and fork over here? And
I have them right here. I'm ready. I have everything. So
have everything.
which one you want to start with? I think you should maybe start with this one because it's lighter. And then you go there because it's like a little heavier.
got
And
it.
then you want to do something savory and sweet at the end.
okay, you got it. Thank you so
Okay.
much for joining us. We'll do
Thank
it right
you for
after
having
this.
me.
We'll take a break and we'll go to the corner and just start tearing it up.
Oh,
take
what
a
do you
break
say
and we'll
at the
come
end?
back.
What do you say at the end? What did they say? After you eat, what do you say?
After you eat, what do you say?
Alhamdulillah.
Hamdulillah. Hamdulillah. Hamdulillah.
You got it.
All right, we'll be right back after this next on Open. Yeah, welcome back. I tell you, the flavors are continuing right here on Open. I got an associate director of care management here with us today. That's for CABS Health Network, and she joins us to highlight the home health care services that CABS offers our community and to speak about the launch of their new social care network. So please welcome to the show, Andrea Kiliaris.
Hi.
Kiliaris.
Thank you, Bob. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, did you see all that food that we had on? I was ready to dig in, but they were counting me down. They said, you got to get into the next segment. But he had the knives and forks and everything ready.
You had me coming on, so
I know. So you're going to stay for food afterwards?
Sure.
There you go. So Social Care Network recently launched in the Bronx, right?
Yes.
And it's Medicaid driven.
Yes.
Tell us more about it.
Great. So there's over 7 million New Yorkers who are actively on Medicaid, 3.9 in New York City alone, and 1 million approximately of these Medicaid enrolled New Yorkers reside in the Bronx. So the Bronx is a very dynamic community of individuals, and we're bringing these services to folks so that they can get screened, assessed for services, and really determine what can we help with? What are their needs in the community? What are their needs for housing, food, etc., and how can we help support them?
Yeah. And how do we keep it going? Because, everybody's like kind of afraid about maybe Medicaid getting cut.
So this is a part of an 1115 waiver from New York City, from New York State into New York City, right? So we're tasked with screening all of these Medicaid enrolled New Yorkers, really identifying what are their needs for their health care.
Yeah.
Everyone's got different chronic medical conditions and also social determinants of health that really play into their chronic medical conditions, right? So individuals, for example, who don't have stable housing, if someone's not stably housed and staying in a shelter, where can they store their medication safely so that they can take them and then help make their chronic conditions better and improve their overall health outcomes? So all in all, really assessing what New Yorkers have going on, how can we help improve what they've got going on and help them live healthier lives in the future?
Yeah. So it's sent down from the state. So it's
Correct.
a given. It has to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
so
2-year
nothing can stop it.
Nope, nothing can stop it. It's a 2-year program that's really geared towards assessing, screening what New Yorkers have going on and helping connect them to care.
How long has this organization been in effect? You've been doing it for a while?
CABS Health Network has been around for about 45 years.
45 years.
Yeah, I'm lucky to be a part of such an organization that has a 45-year deep legacy in helping people. CABS began in home care services, working with folks in the community, getting them connected to a home attendant in the home. From there, they've broadened their reach, rebranded to CABS Health Network. Now providing care management services to help identify folks' chronic conditions. What do they have going on health-wise? Keeping folks healthy in the community and home environment.
Yes. Can you explain how the social care network works?
For sure. So it's part of this 1115 Medicaid redesign waiver, right? Really taking a look at what do people have going on and how do we identify their needs to keep them healthier without having to go to the hospital, right? If folks know what they've got going on, they may be able to stay home. They may be able to get that home attendant. They may be able to get that home care. They may be able to get a designated care manager that can come to them to help them coordinate their needs, help them with transportation, help them with food insecurity, help them with any home remediation services, etc.
And these are all Medicaid eligible Bronx residents?
Correct.
Only the Bronx?
All of New York City, all of New York
City.
State. CABS specializes in the 5 boroughs in Lower Nassau County, but it's available for folks throughout New York State. There are 9 designated leads, so if you go to the NewYorkState.gov website, if you've got friends and family in outer regions of New York, please, we want to get all folks connected to care, but CABS specializes.
But this also helps with needs like meals and rent and staying healthy at home.
Let me tell you how that works.
Yeah.
So we've got individuals that we work with, and I'll give you an example of our client, Joan. Joan has a child who's diagnosed with asthma. She's been taking him in and out of the hospital. His name is Joey. Getting him connected to care is crucial, right? Identifying how do we help Joey's asthma get better through integrated pest management services in the home. Aside from that, Joan, being a working mom, can't really get everything done at home. we can provide a medically tailored meal service for her that will help her have meals that are ready so that she can focus on taking care of Joey better, so that she's not scrambling in the end. So we've got nutritionists on staff and really assess folks' chronic conditions to provide medically tailored meals in the home.
Wow, Andrea, I'm sure there's a lot of stories like that too, not only in the Bronx but throughout the 5 boroughs.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything that sticks out in your mind that you've helped with personally?
Absolutely. So we have a client, Gabby, who is hospitalized, and then coming back from the hospital can be daunting in and of itself, right?
Sure.
Getting home care in place, taking a look at how we can support her in the home with those medically tailored meals, looking at her house and dwelling as a whole. Does she need grab bars now to be able to get around? So through the home remediation of the social care network, we can install grab bars. We can help support her in any little bits of her care that will help her feel healthy in her home and community environment.
I mean, I'm glad that we have you on because we're creating the awareness that that people need to know about. I'm sure there's a lot of people throughout the 5 boroughs, tri-state area, and in this country who need to know about organizations like yours because people are wondering, how do I survive? Who's going to take care of me? Who can I reach out to? Is there an organization out here? My family doesn't do it for me. Is there an organization that I can latch on to that will help me with my everyday needs?
Absolutely.
Food insecurities are big out there. Now, that's a big concern in the Bronx. What makes your meal delivery service different than others?
Our nutritionist really planning and working one-on-one with clients. I'll speak personally. I'm Greek, but we have a lot of folks that we work with that are Caribbean born. Those tasty palates of the Caribbean, the spices, the types of food that folks want to eat. How does that help or not help their chronic conditions, right? So our nutritionist really takes a look at an individual as that individual, helping them to create a meal plan that satisfies their palate and also supports their chronic medical conditions, right? How do we get rice and beans in a healthier way? Low salt, addressing folks' hypertension, addressing diabetes, addressing foods and teaching individuals how to eat better for their overall health.
Yeah, wow. And that's the part of the nutritionist, right? They're going to come in and play a part. All right, let's take some salt out of it. But they're going to want their own spices.
Absolutely. But working with our nutritionist, right? What types of food do you like to eat? What helps to satisfy your palate? But how does that help your chronic condition? And how can we change around a little bit of what you're eating so that it meets your needs overall?
Exactly.
Right? Food is medicine.
Don't only eat for taste, eat for nutrition.
Absolutely.
A lot of people, of course, a lot of people like you and I, we fall short of that. We're guilty of that also.
Absolutely.
I want it to taste good.
But it can taste good, and it can also be healthy because food is medicine, and folks don't often look at the medicinal purposes of food and how they help to keep us healthy.
Yeah. You have that guide too, the medicinal purposes of the kiwi fruit or this and that. Yeah.
Yes, work on that with your nutritionist.
Yes. Anything coming up that we should know about in the community?
Absolutely. So we have our Circle of Care Awards coming up in October that we're
Circle of Care Awards.
Super excited about, where we look at current care of individuals and help to support folks overall. So we're super excited about that. We're in the community a lot. As we're launching in the Bronx, we're looking for more partners in the community. We love partnering with local churches, mosques, restaurants, schools when schools open, community events. Anyone who wants us to be a part, we're happy to table. We're happy to come talk about our services. We're happy to support our community. We want to be embedded in the community in the Bronx.
Well, you have Toufik Bousbassi. He's here.
Yes.
You can link up with them. And there's another brother here that I'll introduce you to in a little while.
Absolutely.
They come on the show all the time.
Excellent.
You can link up.
Excellent.
So you said you're launching in the Bronx.
Yes, so we're launching in the Bronx. We're currently live and launched in Brooklyn, Queens, and Manhattan. We're launching in the Bronx and future launching also in Staten Island. So we are serving all of the boroughs in New York City.
Is there going to be a ribbon cutting or something?
Not a ribbon cutting for the organization, but for the program.
The program.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're excited about that.
What, you have a date that we should know about?
No, we don't. We're launched as of July 1st.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Yeah.
So, all right. So you're right here.
Yes, we're
We're
right
coming
here.
with a big boom.
That's
4th of
it.
July
Coming
holiday,
in.
weekend, and all of that
Yes.
stuff. Yeah. So hopefully we'll see you out in the community.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of organizations, there are street fairs and festivals and all that you can be a part of. I'm
Perfect.
sure you have a team out there with the banners and the table and
Yes, we do. We have a
the
great
spinning
team
the
of
wheel
folks.
and all that,
Yeah.
and giving out the pens and
Yes,
letting
pens,
people know.
bottles, bags.
yeah, pens, bottles, and bags.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you came on. I'm
Thank
glad
you.
you're telling everybody about what you guys are doing and what you had been doing for the past 45 years.
Yes, about 45 years.
Yeah. Okay. Anything that you're putting together new in the future, besides doing
So,
The opening?
no, besides this, we're really just continuing our services.
Uh-huh.
We're continuing to engage clients throughout New York City and really emphasizing the social care network because it's new, because it's a way for folks to get connected to care in other ways that they've not been able to before, right? So the social care network supports social determinants of health, health-related social care needs. So it's addressing your diabetes with what you've got going on in the community. Can you get non-medical transportation to get you to the HRA office if you need to reapply for your food stamps? Do you need transportation to the food pantry? Can we get that connected for you? Can we do home remediation services, food and nutrition services, things that traditional health care does not offer clients?
They've got the right person for the job.
Thank you.
You presented well. Andrea Kiliaris. Give her a big round of applause in the studio and at home. We appreciate you and thank
Thank
you for
you.
all that you guys are doing.
Thank you, thank you.
She is the Associate Director of Care Management, CABS Health Network. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob.
Thanks for coming. All right, we'll take a quick break. I've got more. It's all happening next on Open.
19.7% of Bronxites currently experience food insecurity. Meanwhile, instead of these nice, colorful foods, this is the best food that they have access to. If this sounds like you, there are a bunch of resources to get healthy food for free or cheap. If you want to help, you might consider donating or volunteering in one of these places. Community fridges like this one are all over the city and allow New Yorkers to conveniently donate extra food to people who might need it. Go to this link and find your nearest one. Food banks and pop-up events like these provide millions of healthy meals to families in need. These organizations are distributing meals to Bronxites as we speak and are always accepting donations and volunteers.
And welcome back. Our next guest is an acclaimed jazz recording artist and producer and a 2025 Grammy Award winner for the Best Latin Jazz Pop Album. Here to speak about his newest album and to his upcoming live show. He's here. Zaccai Curtis. Zaccai Curtis, how are you, man?
How you doing, Dr. Lee? It's an honor to be on the show.
He's right here. Here he is. Thank you. Now, you've been doing some things for a while now, right? For people that don't know, give us a little background on what you've been doing and who you are.
Yeah, definitely. Grew up in Hartford, Connecticut. Been, working on Latin jazz and jazz, particularly since I was a kid.
Wow.
And when I got in my early 20s, I met up with Donald Harrison, the great Donald Harrison saxophone player, jazz saxophone player.
Yeah, man.
And I was lucky enough to play with a lot of great musicians, and he took me under his wing, played with him for 20 years, among other musicians, other great musicians, and just been slowly learning throughout all those years and picking the brains of the masters like Eddie Palmieri and Gonzalez, and people like that, and the Latin jazz masters, Hilton Reese. So I decided, along with my brother plays bass.
Oh, yeah.
And he does all my albums with me. And we decided to do an album that pays homage to the 1940s, the music of the 1940s,
Wow.
Pop music, the music that was developed by Mario Bausa, Machito, and Chano Pozo, and of course, Dizzy Gillespie, the trumpet player.
Woo! Now, you add a lot to it. Now, people, you hear Latin jazz, you hear the regular jazz, you hear traditional jazz and contemporary jazz. Do you do a lot of improv in the work that you do?
Most definitely. Most definitely. There's a lot of different strands that go into jazz. So you have to learn harmony, melody, rhythm, syncopation.
Yeah.
Your instrument at the highest level, and then be able to do all types of things, different tempos, different meters. So you learn all of these skills, and then you kind of put them together, especially when you meet up with different musicians from around the world that do the same thing. And it can get extremely complicated, can get extremely simple, but it always has to feel good, sound good. It's
Yeah.
always comes from the soul and a lot from the mind, too.
You ever sit in a room with a group of musicians and do a call and response?
Yeah, most definitely. We'll sit in a room for hours sometimes, do call and response. We'll do all types of different things, just really finding different creative ways to make music, whether it's groove based, and sometimes we play
Yeah.
completely open, no melody, no rhythm.
Yeah. For maybe an MC or a disc jockey, the call and response is, let me hear you say ho, and they say ho.
That's right. That's
In
right.
your
You can-
category, what is it? How does that sound?
Well, with my particular style of music, it's African based. So a lot of African elements have those type of concepts involved. And Latin music really has a big base in Africa, of course, then going into the Caribbean. So my particular field is Afro-Caribbean music. And that's what I've been studying for so long. And also, it all comes through this filter in New Orleans. We get our drums from Africa
man,
that have
yeah.
been changed in Cuba and Caribbean, the Caribbean, and then Brazil. And so
Yeah.
you kind of put it all together, and those are the elements though that you're talking about, call and response, that
Yeah.
we still use.
That Afro-Cuban thing too is big. Who were some of the artists that influenced you? That were that inspired you? I want to be just like him, but you won't be
Yeah.
able to tell I'm going to be just like him because I have my own individuality, my own personality. But I'm going to copy that person. But while I'm doing so, it'll sound like me.
Yeah, totally. My favorite, starting with piano, because that's my instrument. You have McCoy Tyner, of course, Bud Powell, and those two musicians have been, always at the top of the pyramid for me. And Eddie Palmieri also is right up there. So I think all those three artists, Charlie Palmieri, which is Eddie's brother, incredible pianist. Then you have a lot of other musicians that are included: Bobby Timmons, Horace Silver, and these are the musicians that I strive to attain at least a level of mastery.
So you have the Zaccai Curtis Quintet, Sonido Solar, and the success that you've had with those groups. Talk about that.
Yeah, definitely. Sonido Solar came about. It's a lot of the musicians from Eddie Palmieri's group.
Wow.
Mentees from Eddie's group.
Yeah,
And I've been a mentee of Eddie's group after I was playing. I played with Donald Harrison for 20 years. And Donald Harrison was like, you need to be a mentee. You need to call Eddie Palmieri. And so I did. And that sparked an entirely new journey for me. And so that was important. That group plays a lot of Eddie Palmieri's music, but also it plays like a kind of our rendition of Latin jazz. It's a larger band, about 8 or 9 pieces. And then my quintet, which is a group that I started about 7-8 years ago, is just the core members. And what I did is I went back to the late 1930s, 1940s, and I grabbed the organization that this piano player used, Noto Morales.
Yeah.
And he had a small group that had piano, bass, timbales, not drums, timbales, congas, and bongos. And his brothers used to play with him. So I reconfigured this band that I work with, the quintet, and I did the same thing. So it's just same thing, piano, except now, and with the performance that we're going to have moving forward at NOLA to NOFO, we have joining with us a flute player, Jeremy Koch from Puerto Rico.
So what was it like collaborating with artists like Christian Scott, Donald Harrison, Santana, Cindy Blackman? Yo, you're hanging out with Santana?
Yeah.
Man, I used to play the guitar, the air guitar.
Yeah. Good instrument.
I was a bad man on that air guitar. You did it too?
We all did. Yes, Santana, that was one of my introductions to Latin music. My dad was a big music listener. He had a ton of records and CDs, and so we would pick them all out, and that's where we got our introduction. He wasn't a musician, but he had all the records. Santana was on almost every day, and so we learned all those first records that he has. And when I moved to New York, I started playing with a lot of great musicians. Ralph Peterson, I was working with Ralph Peterson, the drummer, and then I was working with Antoine Roney, and Antoine Roney introduced me to Cindy Blackman, Santana, who I'm still playing with to this day. And she's just an amazing band leader and person and musician. And so I played with a lot of musicians in New York.
Yeah.
I even started working with some mambo bands and salsa bands, which I didn't actually do previously. So that was like a different world for me to enter into. And there was a lot of great musicians to collaborate with and learn from. And it's been an adventure.
But wait, Zaccai, you have something coming out August the 14th? Is that a show or is that an album?
No, so the album already came out. That was in May of last year. And then we got the Grammy, and then I talked to Donald Harrison, and he's putting on an incredible festival. This Nola de Nofo Festival. It's August 14th through the 17th. It's a 4-day festival.
Okay.
Amazing musicians, like from the Headhunters, Donald Harrison, Christian Scott. Everybody's going to be there all the way to the 17th, and I think we're playing on the 14th. So we're going to be there.
Where's that located?
That's in North Fork.
Oh, it's in Connecticut.
Yeah, Long Island, North Fork, Long Island.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and that's actually at, let me see, the vineyard. It's at a I know I'm gonna mess up, the Borges Vineyard.
Yeah.
We're in North Fork, so that'll happen on August 14th, and then but you can see the lineup on their website, nolotonofo.com/tickets will give you all the information.
Hey, Stephen, make sure, that's our producer, Stephen, make sure you get us that information. Maybe we can take a little trip out there to the North Fork of Long Island and check that out. Sit in the audience, have some chicken wings and things and a couple of drinks, and watch you guys and just have a good time.
Yeah. I'm sure you get the New Orleans experience.
Yeah. Oh,
that's what's going to be brought there.
That's good. Now, you're a Grammy Award winner.
Yeah.
How did that feel getting that? Because you hear about a lot of people receiving Grammy Awards and everything, but for you to get one, how did that feel for you?
I don't know. As a musician or an artist, you're always striving. You never feel like, there's no point of making it, because you're always building. You're constantly building. That mindset always going to remain. But it is an honor to be recognized by your peers and by other producers and musicians. And the musicians that are on this album that I'll shout out: Willie Martinez, Zaccai Curtis, Camilo Molina, Reynaldo de Jesus. They're just the best of the best. So to be able to work with them is an honor, and to bring this project, almost like reimagine it, something that was from the 40s, mid-40s, and then bring it into a modern time, and then be recognized for that I'm glad to be a part of this process, musical process.
Congratulations to you, man. Congratulations. Before we go, two things. Give me some advice that youngsters can use who want to travel in your footsteps, and then your social media and website where people can follow you and reach you.
Indeed. I work with a lot of young musicians. I teach at the University of Hartford and at Western Connecticut State University, and I talk to them a lot. And the one thing that makes a really big difference, the one thing is going to see the shows, meet musicians, shake their hands, get their phone numbers, and never lose contact with them, and continue to see live musicians and make this contact. That's the biggest advice that I can give. Find me at ZaccaiCurtis.com. My social media handles usually have the same name, except for Instagram. That's Kai Curtis. It's just the first 3 letters are cut off. But Kai Curtis on Instagram, where I'm most active. But I'm on all the social media platforms. And you can come check us out over at noladenofo.com/tickets. And shout out to Bennett and Donald Harrison and everybody working at that festival. We're glad and can't wait to show up there and have some fun.
Oh, beautiful, man. Hey, man, I'm glad you guys came on, man. Good luck with everything, all right?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Zaccai Curtis, jazz recording artist and producer. Do your thing, my bro. And come back again.
Indeed.
All right. We'll take a quick break. I've got more. A little bit more right here on Open. Thanks for hanging out.
We're going to start the show right now. This is my favorite part. Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey, this is Angel, and I am one of the instructors for the in-studio production. Here at BronxNet, we offer classes that can help you elevate, expand, and start your television career. All you have to do is sign up at bronxnet.org/education. For the past 7 years, I have been in various productions, spanning from talk shows, independent films, news reports, art displays, teachings, musical performances, and many more. Ain't that right, Angel? Yeah, you're absolutely right, Angel. There are a lot of creative individuals that we're just waiting to sign up for the class. And if I may, can I also express thank you, Angel. That's all the time we have left. Visit bronxnet.org/education and become a producer by taking the course. The class I offer is also in English, en español y también bilingüe. Nos vemos en la próxima clase.
And welcome back. Our last guest is the co-founder of Radix Restaurant Lounge. And I met him before. We were doing Save of the Bronx and all that stuff. He joins us to speak about his mission to provide authentic Western Indian dishes that reflect the community, his business services, and so much more. So please welcome to the show, Telloyd Richards. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It was good seeing you over at the restaurant over there in the Bronx for Save of the Bronx week. Yeah,
Definitely.
That was a wonderful experience. We had a big press conference, and the borough president, everybody was there. And that's why I met you.
That's when we reconnected, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah, and you said you wanted to redo something in your life, so you got into this.
Yes.
Tell us how you got started and what it's all about.
So my brother and I always had this love for, starting a lounge restaurant.
Yeah.
And we've been looking for quite some time, many years. As a matter of fact, the location that we are at right now, we tried to get it like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And the opportunity presented itself in 2023 December, and we just jumped on it.
Yeah.
Did a gut renovation and did a pretty good job.
Yeah. So you got everything you need, and you get the music, you get the food, you got the ambiance, everything.
Sure.
That makes it happen.
A lot of people who came grand opening and after are saying, why the Bronx? And I kind of push back on that a little bit, because the Bronx needs these restaurants.
And you need somebody like you.
Exactly.
You and your brother.
Yeah.
What's your brother's name?
Merrick Richards.
Merrick, big shout out to you. Merrick, we're checking you out. Thanks with that the
collaboration. Yeah.
So what inspired you and your brother to start the restaurant? Were you looking around and said, you know what, let's just do it. We've been thinking about it for a while. Let's just do it.
Yeah, we've been thinking about it for a while, and then even it's a great question. I check myself and I check with them, and my mom and pop, we grew up in Jamaica, of course, at a bar, store, shop, as you would call it, and I guess it's just in our DNA. We looked around and we saw the need for authentic cuisine, Jamaican, in a place where you could dress up, sit down, and enjoy that kind of food. So, we have sometimes we have a band night on Saturdays, sit down and enjoy the cuisine. We have a great chef. We have ladies' night on Fridays. You sit down and enjoy the food. We have $5 Wednesdays. Again, just want to showcase the food, but want to do it in such a way where it's just not a kitchen where you run to just grab some food and run out. Too many times I've heard folks say that, hey, I wanted a place I could sit down and eat some Jamaican food, or our family members come in, and there's no place to do it. So I saw that niche, and we jumped into it.
Yeah, I mean, ladies' night, the beautiful ladies come in. You got the good drinks, you got a good chef. What's his name?
Chef Carl.
Chef Carl. He's in the back doing his thing, and you got everything you need. You got everything all under one roof.
Very disciplined in this craft. So the food, the ambience, the drinks, the customer service.
Yeah.
It's top line. Saying it doesn't do it justice. If you come and see it, you
So I come in, I get a table. You
get greeted.
Got somebody with
and
me.
See it.
Yeah. Get greeted at the front door.
Yeah.
And they bring you to a seat. Then the menu comes out, right?
Yeah. The first thing you're gonna do is like, wow. You look at, and most people are saying that it should have been in New York City, Fifth Avenue. But again,
well, you can expand later on and get another one.
Yeah, we intend to. This is Radix, New York, and we intend to go elsewhere. But yeah, everything. It's a great combination. And my brother, Merrick's got a ton of experience in the retail business. He worked in Costco for 18 years and stuff like that. So we're both burning the candles at both ends to getting up and running fully. Yeah.
Telloyd, what's the best meal that the people come in there for? There's probably a few of them, but
yeah, that's a tough question. Right? but if you look at our rating, we get pretty good reviews on the food.
Oh yeah.
The Rasta pasta is pretty good.
Rasta pasta
comes with jerk chicken sometimes. That is pretty good. We get Guinness barbecue wings. That's a big one also. We get lamb chops.
Yeah.
It's. I'm probably not a guy to ask that question because I'm just, it's really a tough question. Yeah.
So, and then you can watch games. They have the big screens there.
We have the big screens, the TVs, whether it may be Major League Baseball or basketball.
Yeah. Football season's coming up.
Football season is coming up.
Yeah.
And we also. We connected with a gentleman. We show the soccer teams from all over the world.
That's the real football, right?
That's real football. That's what we used to call it until we came to the U.S. of course.
Yeah. Well, they know football is football, the
handouts,
funny shaped ball, but the round ball, the round football that you kick,
football,
that's the real football.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So we got to get on over there and check that out, right?
Please.
So. You have Jamaican, West Indian, and a lot of people like to come down and check. They like that flavor. So your chef knows how to throw those spices in there that makes you want to,
Yeah, the chef, again, is really disciplined about his craft. So it's cooked so that anyone can enjoy it. But also we created sauces. So you could add that spice to it if you need it. Exactly.
You can't tell it on TV.
I can't tell it on TV, yeah. He won't even tell me. But it's flavorful. And again, anyone could try it. It won't be too peppery as, you and I probably like it. But,
so you have to come there and sit down and enjoy everything about this bar and grill, this lounge.
Yeah.
You can't order out?
Yeah, definitely.
You can order out? So you do have catering?
We do have catering. We also connected to Uber Eats to grab out and all the different stuff. If you're having a birthday party or anything like that, we could cater it for you too.
Yeah.
We do a lot of hosting also, wedding receptions, so to speak, repasses, birthdays.
Yeah. Oh, your chef is going to need a lot of help back there.
Yeah.
When you're growing like this.
Yeah. We do need a lot of help right now. We're currently looking for some bartenders and cooks and servers and stuff like that. So.
All right. So what's the location again?
938 East 233rd Street in the Bronx. It's just 2 blocks from the number 2 train. So if you come up, it's maybe 3 or 4 blocks from the Metro North.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty easy to get to.
And the name of it is?
Radix.
Radix.
Restaurant and Lounge.
Radix. so you know you're going to get some phone calls. We got about a minute left. Vegans, a lot of vegans in our country and in the Bronx, because people want to just change their diet, maybe eat healthy. I don't know how long it lasts. It lasts a little while for me, then I get back into the oxtail and all that stuff. But the vegan, that chef is also a vegan chef?
Yeah, the chef is a vegan chef, and he prepared quite a few vegan meals also. There's stuff that are on top of it.
Yeah.
Vegan falafel. We have also vegan burgers, and from time to time, folks just walk in and ask for certain things, and the chef could put it together. He's very versatile.
Yeah.
He's got an international experience, so
there you go.
He does a pretty good job.
Beautiful. Give us the address and all that stuff one more time, and then social media where people can find out more about you. The website.
Radix Restaurant and Lounge, 938 East 233rd Street. The phone number is 718-708-4250, and we are at Radix Lounge on social media.
Okay. And make sure I'm going around visiting. I'm going to eat foods from different places. I'm coming to hang out.
I hope to see you soon there.
Okay.
All right. I want you to, as I would say, not buy pussy bag. You want to actually come and see it for yourself, taste it for yourself. So
you got it.
You know
we're
going to
do it. We're going to make it happen. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Listen, hold on. Don't go nowhere yet. And let me wrap this up. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. But thank you for coming on and sharing that with us. All right? We appreciate it. Telloyd Richards, co-owner. Radix
Restaurant and Lounge.
Restaurant and Lounge. All right, you can continue to follow us on BronxNet TV for continued coverage. And thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. But always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. I'll catch you another day, another way. I love you all. Peace.